Hello, Cancerians. Welcome to your creative, welcome to my creative collective. This is Into Infinite. I'm Charlie. And most importantly, I'm so glad that you're here. So, this is a new spread that I'm doing for the creative collective. Now, I wanted to do a timeless spread. This is burning questions. So, we're going to have we're going to chat with spirits through these different questions. This first one is, where is your creative inspiration hiding? So, where is my creative inspiration hiding for you to ask? So we're going to dive right in. So I would like to invite the angels, my guardian angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space. And I ask that it is a safe space. Ooh, that had a lot of chills there. A safe space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. Ooh, I just felt like this warm light cascading down my shoulders. Cancer, spirits definitely, like the spirits in all of these readings, but there's really something here. Holy. This is the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle deck by Kelly Sullivan Walden. And I am pulling from here for Cancer. Spirit, can you please give me messages for my Cancerians relative to this, where their inspiration is hiding? The Quest, plunge boldly into life. This one? Okay. Wow. Okay. The Quest, plunge boldly into life. I really like this one a lot. I like it because there's just this passion, fiery energy that sort of integrates sacral chakra wisdom as well. Sun and moon vibes as well in here. It's just so good. It's excellent energy. And then Afterglow, land gracefully. I almost get this image of you like falling in love. I don't know, falling in passion, you know. Buzz Lightyear just came to mind. Falling with style. Oh my gosh. Spirit, can I please get some clarification on these messages from our wonderful Cancerians? I almost get this image of you like just like taking the plunge into something, right? Because the Quest card, plunge boldly into life. And then this is Afterglow, land gracefully. I think you are going to land gracefully, but you have to take the plunge first, is what I'm getting. There's something that you're feeling inspired to do, but you've really got it. Yeah, that you're feeling inspired to do, but you have to take the leap. Oh, how did this all? Like that. Okay, perfect. There's something that you want to do, but you need to take the leap. I feel like you know what it is. I feel like you know what it is. I did not even shuffle this deck, and I'm just going to put these right here as adjacent to this message. I feel like there's something that you need to do. You know what it is. Spirit, can you give me more guidance on this particular spread for my Cancerians here? Yeah. What was in here? Hang on. Oh, the tower. Oh my gosh. The tower is like, it was in the deck just like that. Yeah. I think that what you do not do will be done for you. Cancer. Oh my gosh. Yikes. What you do not do will be done for you. But I feel like you see it coming. It's not something that's going to shock you. You see this coming. You see it coming because you know. And I think if you don't do this thing, if you don't take the plunge, that's your inspiration isn't hidden. I think that your inspiration has kind of been tucked away in a resistance to take a leap on something, someone. Yeah, there's clarity though. You're getting clarity. Spirit, can I please get some more guidance from my wonderful Cancerians here? This is great energy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think it might... Hold on. Let me pull this more. So let me do this here. So this is supposed to be like a card here and a card here. So I think these things are coming out together. And then that one goes there. I think that there's a way that moving forward is going to feel like you're going to feel a little bit hurt by this tower. And not hurt like Three of Swords hurt. Like hurt as in that came to an ending and that part of my life sucked. And I think that you're just, this is you moving away from it. But in another sense, I think this is also you. There may be a temptation to run from the lessons that will come to you as a result of this tower. I mean, you can see it coming, so you could try and run from it. But I got what's coming to mind is like, you can run, but you can't hide. And that sounds so threatening, I know, but like, there's like, you can't hide from transformative energy in your life, because even if you manage to numb it or dull it or whatever, it still comes to find you. Not because there's some like evil energy coming towards you, like this, like, like, I don't know, the sort of inverse of the Chariot or reverse of the Chariot. I don't know. But, I feel like there's been an imbalance, right? Like you see these two extreme energies, these energies of extremes, right? Like the Ace of Wands is like, oh, a little bit. And then the High Priestess is like major arcana. And then you see like, oh, I'm just taking a look a little bit. And then like major energy of the Tower. Then you have this like Ten of Swords. It's like, oh, that's a cycle ending. Then major energy of the Chariot, right? So it's almost like these minor arcana versions they're matched by this like intense energy. And I think that balancing that, what you may be thinking, Cancer, is that you don't want to take the plunge. But I think that just doing that and taking the leap, taking the chance, is what's going to free up this energy. So it's almost like you become these like major lessons integrate into you. So you become them, you become these energies, as opposed to being swept up in them. I'm going to get some more clarity here. Spirit, can I get some more messages and guidance for my wonderful Cancerians on this inspiration and where it's kind of hiding out for them? Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's fast moving energy, so you're going to need to balance. You're going to need to really get your footing here. Really get your footing. Stay grounded. Yeah. You're going to need to stay grounded. There's going to be like, you're going to want to run away a little bit, I'm getting, which is a natural inclination, right? Like when you're feeling, this to me is kind of like, a bit overwhelmed. Like the King of Wands it would almost be like the King of Wands showing up in reverse, right? Like if I were to do this would make sense. So I will just hold it like this and then I'll put it in the spread as I saw it. But this is almost information overload and like overwhelmed. You're feeling overwhelmed, so you can't see clearly. And the reason why it showed up in reverse is like the King of Wands is like looking away from all of this stuff. Like there's so much that may try to distract you and may have been succeeding in pulling you away from what needs to be a Tower moment to let go. And you may feel like you want to kind of dip into this like emotional fulfillment where it's like a physiological response as opposed to true emotional fulfillment. Like sometimes I've experienced, folks in sales where they have to like pump themselves up every morning to like get ready to go and like conquer the day. And they actually hate their jobs at a fundamental level. Like they hate it. And yet they like pump themselves up. So they create this physiological response using NLP tools, but then it's disconnected from this emotional satisfaction. So again, it would almost be like this, like you're charging forward, but you're super disconnected from your emotions. And that's what's causing this overwhelm because you don't know what's what, right? So if we read it like this, it would almost be like showing up like this. Right? Like you're not sure which way to go and it's screwing with your ability to move forward. And I think that you need to pause for a second and reconnect with this sort of innocence about you. Reconnect with the innocence of what you desire. Reconnect with the innocent, I guess like I'm thinking about when you were a kid. There may be something that you've wanted to do ever since you were a kid. And where you are now has just disconnected you from it completely. And there's a plunge that you want to take that'll reconnect you to that, or that like fifth house energy, that youthful innocence, the page energy. We often think of the pages when they're bringing energy. We're like, oh, no, I want a king or a queen. Thank you very much. And that's fine because that can be an immaturity. But I think this is more like an innocence that you're returning to. And sometimes innocence can just be admitting that you don't know. Sometimes innocence can be the humility that comes from, a tower coming in and you being like, oh, I thought I knew, but I have no idea. And that can be what pushes you just to jump, right? To take that leap. I'm just going to clarify further here with the Light Seers Tarot deck by Chris Ann. Spirit, can I get just a couple more messages for my wonderful Cancerian creative collective around this inspiration, where it's hiding out, how it's coming to them? I feel like this plunge is just going to refresh you. Like, I feel like there's going to be something to it. There's going to be something to it, Cancer. And sometimes, so I was talking to somebody at work about how, like, we're talking about fears, and I said, like, one of my fears is like, and not fears, but just something that scares me to do, like something that makes me quite nervous to do, is when you take a leap or jump and you have enough time to know that you're falling, like you have enough time to know that you're plunging. So for example, there's a lot of limestone in the area that I live in Ontario, and you can go cliff jumping at different conservation areas. I mean, you're not technically supposed to, but you can. And then in Sauble Beach, they have Sauble Falls, where you can, it's not huge waterfalls that you can jump off of, but like they're big enough that you have 11:11 on the time. You have like a second to regard that you're falling. And I think that can be such a scary sensation. And that's what I'm getting, is this like land gracefully, this like feeling of like, oh shit. Like you're taking the plunge, you're jumping, you're like, you're on it, right? You're in the midst of the leap, and you're realizing that. And that can be the tower, is where you see it and you're like, feel the fear and do it anyway, right? Like you're just doing it regardless, moving forward regardless of how it's going to feel. This 10 of Swords, you're just jumping. And I think it's the tower, is that it's maybe reconnecting you with this sort of innocence. And the jump isn't scary. Like, it's sort of like a fear of falling without having jumped myself, right? And I mean, like, physically, like in life, I'm prone to taking leaps and doing things that scare me, albeit with some blocks lately, but and that's like a physical sensation. But I think that there's something to that for you. That came to mind so strongly. Like, on the way down, you get to see so much when when you're doing it, when you're taking the leap. So it's almost like it behooves you, Cancer, to connect with this part of you that needs to take the leap. And that's, the Chariot is your energy, right? The Chariot is you making that jump, taking that leap. You're probably going to want to run away from it a little bit. And to like make excuses for things like distraction, or like, oh, I don't know what and like to run away from it. But I really feel like there's so much richness in leaning into it. 5 of Cups, 3 of Swords. I mean, you have good reasons to want to not do it. That's for sure. But I think that this star energy is kind of like it's kind of like a healing, and obviously it's healing. What I'm thinking of is that it's like a creative way of healing yourself, and you're seeing the creative possibility and potential, right? Like you're tethered here, you're tethered to like memories of things that hurt you. You're tethered to this like in between, this void. But then you become tethered to something higher, because you've reached the higher wisdom. And it's giving you this Emperor energy. This could also be a timing card. So this could be something that is happening during an Aries season, or around an Aries, or you have Aries in your chart that's loud. But Cancer, I'm getting that this is less about a person and more about an energy that you're stepping into, right? Like this personal command over situations. Yeah, like this is how it just showed up. And I feel like you're kind of throwing caution to the wind and saying, screw it, let's do it, right? Like you're just going to take the leap anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. I think that's where this, like, I'm getting quite loud that this energy for you, Cancer, is about feeling the fear and just doing it anyway. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, 6 of Cups again. Again. Yeah, it's like remembering why you started in the first place. Yeah, 4 of Wands. Remembering why you started in the first place. So I had the 7 of Pentacles come out, clarified by the 6 of Cups, and then the 4 of Wands. It's like remembering why you started in the first place. And that's going to make the leap so much easier. And Emperor, this could be like an entrepreneurship leap. The Emperor is kind of that Emperor energy. Of course, it's the Emperor energy. It's the entrepreneur energy. It's like boss energy. It could be you getting a promotion and feeling really like you don't know if you can handle it. And then realizing that you can. It's just this take the leap because you've done all the thinking and processing and, like deep diving that you can. You just know now, Cancer. You know now. You are so aware now that you don't need to go into this like, oh, I need to 5 of Cups and 3 of Swords. I need to think about it. I need to strategize. I got to do the healing work. I feel like you do need to do those things, but when you do it for too long, that becomes escapism. When you dive into like healing as like a way of life, when do you get to just sit in the star and enjoy it? When do you just get to enjoy it, Cancer? I think that taking the leap is you enjoying it because it's putting all of the lessons that you've learned, not to the test, but like, you know why. You know why you want to do the work. You know, like, why did you start in the first place? That's the energy that you need to be focusing on right now because that's the healing energy that's going to actually bring you into this new creative space. It's going to bring new creative projects to fruition, right? 1616 on the time. So what I'm getting here is that there's this leap, like take the leap. I feel like I might name this reading that. I'm going to pull from the Miracles Now deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. Spirit, can I get some messages for my wonderful Cancerians, please? And thank you so much. I welcome abundance and I will pay attention to the guidance I receive. Yeah, your intuition, High Priestess, so follow that. Whatever guidance you're getting right now, I'm going to set that there. Whatever guidance you're getting right now is not coming to you because it's just, the universe is like, look at these shiny new shoes I got. Let me share this with, no, like this is in service to your healing and forward movement. Chariot, right? Like forward movement. But do not try to run from it. I would resist the urge to run from it because you're getting guidance. And the way I think about it too is like there are times where I don't always know what's happening, but I can always say for sure that I know whether it's in my highest good or not, and whether it's guided, whether it's divinely guided or not. Because there are things that come that cannot be explained in terms of synchronicities and coincidences. And, science has been trying to figure out the science of synchronicity forever. And I think that on a quantum mechanics level, there is inclinations of how that can come to the fore and be and how that is. But I think that there's something still important and missing. Like we still don't know so much about the way that it all comes comes together. And I think you have to lean into that divine guidance part, right? Don't be talked out of your inspiration or your connection to spirit. This is the Mike Dooley deck. I'm just going to pull some additional guidance for you from that. Change is always good. Actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. Works every time, guaranteed. Though I'm kind of partial to the way you are right now. Tally ho, the universe. So I think this is kind of like remembering that though there's a tower, this is just like almost like a hug I'm getting. The universe is kind of giving you a hug saying like, it's okay, like be freaked out, but don't stop. Be freaked out. 10 of Swords, but don't Chariot in reverse, right? Spirit, can I get some further messages for my Cancerians here? This is a beautiful message, by the way, Cancer. Like, I really like this a lot. They chose you. I'm almost getting like some spiritual path and like a little bit of mission in this. Like you're doubting yourself, but like you chose this, and like they, being this higher version of you, chose you. Like you chose this life to learn and give back and do these things with. You might not readily believe this. It might even spook you a little bit, but there are those who chose this very lifetime in large part knowing you'd be there. Now that's what we call a reputation. Hugs, the universe. There's something else to think about that too, right? Just for a second, Cancer, consider the fact that all of the people around you, and this is very past life vibes here, because we have the 6 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. So it could be like, connecting to your intuition, which is going to help you to understand the bigger picture, spiritual path nature of what you're doing. Because on this, they chose you card, I think about soulmates and how like, just for a moment, if you're feeling kind of unsteady or uncertain, think about how, like, consider the fact that some people may have come to this planet at this time just because they knew you were going to be here and you guys had some fun in a past life. Like, what if it's that easy for some friendships? What if it's that easy, right? And that's like fuel to believe in your mission and your spiritual path, because there's something to delight in about the very core of your being and the very core of who you are, despite the way that changes can make you doubt yourself. Like, take the plunge is very, like, take the plunge, but then the other side of that is doubt, right? You're not really sure. 10 of Swords is like, ooh, it doesn't feel good. And a lot of change doesn't always feel great when we're taking the leap. But let me tell you, when I've jumped off those limestone cliffs, when I've jumped off of, boats into Lake Huron and whatever, that fall is like, whoa, you catch your breath in a way that you haven't before, right? Um, you know, Even jumping off of there's like a bit of a cliff on Sauble Falls, and you can jump. It's very small, but like you can get some solid air if you have water shoes and you go at it with a run, right? And the water level is low enough, of course. Um, but it's just like, do you remember what it feels like to fly, Cancer? Because I feel like that I feel like Spirit is asking you to remember that, because I think that other people around you may be waking up to it and remembering it too. Um, and I think it's in your best interest, because I think there are people around you taking leaps with you, or, there are people in the water already who have already taken the leap and who are saying, hey, come on, you can do it. You can do it. It's just water. We're swimming. Look, we're swimming. And I think that that's something to remember. There's joy in the leap. So my Cancerians, I hope that this resonated for you. If it did, please feel free to like and subscribe. It kind of helps me to grow this channel and do what I love, which is tarot, and offer spiritual guidance and service to growth. And also, it kind of helps me place in the YouTube algorithm, given my status as a growing channel. But with all of that being said, yeah, I do hope that this resonated. I feel such good energy for you, and the way that it felt when I was coming into this reading, like Spirit was like, pay attention, Cancer, please. But yeah, there's other ways you can connect with me too, through daily readings, monthlies, different ways that I frame guidance that I offer in terms of shadow work too. So yeah, Gemini, if this is where we part, I do hope that you have a wonderful day. Or Gemini, Cancer. Cancer. If this is where we part, I do hope that you have a wonderful day ahead of you. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. Have a good one. Take the leap.